Good morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome to Nancy Drew, The Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. Once again, I'm using the DG Voodoo third-party software to run this game on my Windows 10 setup. It just won't run without it, not even in any kind of a compatibility mode or anything. So that's why we have the DG Voodoo text down here. Before we get into the game, I'm once again going to take a look in the help section here to see if there's anything different about this game compared to the ones we've played previously. So notebook and notes seem to be the same, and toolbox once again is divided into the tabs that we are used to, the hand and the eye. Exit, saving and loading are the same, second chances, and we can once again ask Bess and George for hints whenever we need to, so that's great. And yeah, let's get into it.
Welcome to my latest case, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, click on Tutorial.
I'm going with Junior Detective like always. That's plenty challenging enough for me.
Dear Hannah, here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Lori Gerard. That's the young woman who invited everyone. Actually, she didn't really invite me. She invited Frank and Joe Hardy, and they invited me. And I've always wanted to join forces with the Hardy boys. I just hope this doesn't turn out to be another one of Lori's silly attempts to grab publicity. Some people can be a little too rich and a little too famous for their own good.
All aboard!
Wish me luck. Love, Nancy.
Well, people, now that our little orientation tour is over, let's get started. Okay, I, again, am Lori Gerard, and the first thing I want to do is thank you all for coming. John Gray, I am so thrilled that you're taking time out from that TV show of yours to do some ghost hunting here with us. I mean, Ghost Chasers is like the best cable show ever. And Charlena Purcell, I cannot tell you how much I adore those romance novels you write. Your characters just seem so real. And all that stuff you know about the Old West, you are just awesome. And Tino Balducci, only the most famous police detective in the country. And then there's Frank and Joe Hardy. They're amateur detectives. My dad and their dad are old friends. And you must be the other amateur detective, their friend, Natalie?
Nancy Drew?
Whatever. All right, I'll bet you're wondering where we're going. Well, we're going to Copper Gorge, Colorado. Why? To solve the mystery of what happened to Jake Hurley, the man who originally owned this train. Because see, one day in 1903, this train was found in a place called Blue Moon Canyon, which was out in the middle of the Nevada desert. Only the engineer was on board, and he was dead. As for Jake Hurley, he had disappeared from the face of the earth. Oh, and two more things. Before he disappeared, Jake was rumored to have found the richest gold mine in the world. And the train he owned, this train, his wife Camille died on it while they were going to the gold fields. It was rumored to be haunted.
She's gone.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world?
What the?
Hey, what's going on?
People should never go tampering with things they don't understand.
Oh, brother.
It's okay. Everybody just stay calm. No need to panic. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Well, Nancy, you're up on all that social etiquette stuff. What are you supposed to do when your hostess vanishes into thin air?
If I don't seem concerned, it's because I'm not. Laurie Gerard is a young woman whose only goal in life is to be famous. She craves attention and habitually uses her father's considerable wealth to get it.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same wavelength with Charlena Purcell here. I think the disappearing was just an act.
So you think her disappearing like that is just some kind of publicity stunt?
I just think she couldn't resist showing off in front of all of us minor celebrities. What was your name again?
Nancy Drew. You and I have actually met. Sort of. I called you.
Ah, Nancy Drew.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I had to actually read the line myself there. So sorry for not reading it all the way to the end, but basically she just reminded her that they had already talked before.
You don't remember me, do you?
No.
Have you ever met Laurie's other guests before?
Psst! Nancy! Come here!
Excuse me for a second.
Okay. What is it?
Hey, Nance!
Where have you two been?
I followed Tino Balducci.
And I went after John Gray. He went straight to the room in the car that used to be Camille's and didn't come out again. I could hear all these weird noises coming from inside.
Any idea what he was doing?
I was just about to go in, but the next thing I know, Joe's got my arm in a vice grip and is dragging me back here, babbling about how Balducci's our guy.
He found something on the floor right where Laurie was standing when the train went dark. I saw him pick it up and put it in his pocket. Then he left.
Did you see what it was?
When I tried to talk to him, he just kind of brushed me aside and said something snotty like, "I'm on the job here, Junior, so just go back to the playground and stay out of the way." In case you two hadn't noticed, we're not getting a lot of respect around here. Can't we at least tell Balducci that we do stuff for ATAC?
You know the rules.
ATAC?
American Teens Against Crime. We do a lot of undercover work for them.
Wonder Cop's probably never even been undercover.
Joe, let it go. What'd Charlena have to say?
She thinks Laurie is faking this whole disappearance thing.
She's not the only one.
How can you say that? You heard Laurie scream.
Anybody can scream, Joe. Especially girls whose fathers have given them acting lessons along with everything else they've ever wanted.
What about you, Nancy? What do you think?
I kind of agree with Frank.
You've got to be kidding.
Has anyone talked to the engineer?
Not that I know of.
Then I'm going to head up front and tell him what's happened. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Good idea. In the meantime, we'll take another look around in here.
Great. Catch you later.
Okay. So we've got a pencil and nothing else at this point. Let's look around. Maybe continue our chat?
Yes?
I hope I'm not disturbing you.
You are, but I'm quite used to disturbances. You see, I'm writing my next book. I'm on a deadline, so until I write those two most wonderful of all three-letter words, the end, everywhere I go, my laptop goes, and every chance I get, I write.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley? You know, the man who originally owned this train?
Wealthy, imaginative, adventurous, stubborn, egocentric, and most importantly, he was smitten at the age of 35 by a young French woman named Camille Voulet, who died about a year after they were married.
When did he buy this train?
Sometime in the 1870s, he decided to seek his fortune out west, so he had this train custom built so that he, and some years later his wife, could traverse the mountains and plains in relative comfort.
So he went west and became a miner?
All anyone knows for sure is that years after Camille's death, he showed up in Denver with a pouch full of gold nuggets and semi-precious stones, which he used to purchase mining supplies. He refused to say how he'd come by them, which of course led to speculation that he had found a fantastically rich vein somewhere. Although to this day, its existence remains unsubstantiated and its location quite unknown.
Why do you think Lori invited you on this trip?
No doubt because I'm such an authority on life in the Old West, and because I'm so good at using old information to unearth new information. My knack for research is, well, it's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
I should get going.
My publisher thanks you.
Okay.
Is this Jake and his wife?
Yes. From what I've read, Camille loved to sing and dance, even in death, apparently. Jake reportedly told people that after she died, he would sometimes see strange glowing lights outside the windows at night, bobbing gracefully alongside the train as if dancing with it. He said he found the sight very comforting. I suspect normal people would have found it terrifying.
Okay, so haunted by his wife? Nothing else to see here. Where does this go? Whoa.
Pretty. Looks like some kind of gemstone.
Can't do anything about... Oh, there's one missing. Right-click to rotate. Oh, we have to make this picture here. Gotcha. Mm. Let's see. Is this that corner? Kinda looks like it, doesn't it? Or is it this corner? I think it could be this corner. And then... this... This is this corner. That's the middle. And that's that corner. Right. So... this is the one that goes here. And this goes... Does it go here? And then... let's see, are these corners correct? No. This one isn't. This one seems to be. And, so this one isn't correct either. At least I don't think it is. So... this could be this corner. And then... let's see. Is this corner? That looks right. Okay, cool.
Left pickaxe and lamp with buell for safekeeping. To open what's closed, lead is the key. Or is it lead is the key?
Buell. So now we have a pencil and a note.
This must have been the sleeping car.
What's on the other side? The same. Huh? I guess that was just the light. Aha.
I need 4 numbers to unlock this, and there's, what, 10,000 possible combinations? Guessing could take me a while.
Yeah, I do actually need the correct sequence. So I'll have to find a clue for that somewhere. Quiet. Yeah, sleeping car probably. A tale of 2 dolls. Ill-tempered Eona could not get her way. She couldn't get Alice to come out and play. I can't. I'm too tired, is what Alice said. I just want to go straight back to bed. Oh, it's Edna. Edna merrily tried to make herself heard, but all that came out was one 3-part word. Why? I'm not your mother. Yawning, Alice replied, till Edna the Terrible finally gave up and cried. Okay. There's gotta be something about this, like some kind of a hint there or something. Camera. That's new. Menu. Email. Dear valued customer, Blisem Telecommunications is temporarily unable to provide you with email access. We're sorry for any inconvenience this is causing you, unless of course you are a hacker, in which case we're not sorry at all. Pictures. Sure, let's call Bess and George. Oh, dial. Okay, cool.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
George, get over here. It's Nancy. It's about time you called.
What's up?
What's up? You're the one who's on the train with a bunch of famous people. You tell us. This is torture, Nancy. I'm dying of curiosity here. Bess, just calm down. Oh, like you're not just as curious as I am. She's been begging me to call you ever since she got here. Only because you've been driving me crazy. I'm supposed to be helping her paint her room, but every other brushstroke, she's like, where do you think she is now? How do you think the Hardy Boys are doing? Why do you think she hasn't called? What do you think Laurie Gerard is wearing? Oh, George, that is so not true. I could care less what Laurie Gerard is wearing. So come on, Nancy. You're on a train full of famous people bound for who knows where. So dish already, would ya? Bess, calm down. Look what you did. You got paint in my hair. I'm sorry. You know, Actually, that looks kinda cool.
Nice try, Bess.
No, really.
You're just saying that because you're afraid I'll bail and you'll wind up having to paint this dump all by yourself.
George, I kid you not. You should seriously think about doing some major highlights in that color.
What color is it?
Adobe beige.
Nice try, Bess.
What's going on, Nan?
Our hostess has disappeared.
What do you mean, disappeared?
I mean, the train went into a tunnel, everything went dark, and when the train came out of the tunnel, no Lori. She just disappeared.
Publicity stunt.
My thoughts exactly.
Remember the time she was allegedly kidnapped from her Vegas hotel room?
Yeah, the guy across the hall just happened to have a camera and got it all on tape.
It made the evening news in practically every city in the country. And then there was her daring escape the next morning.
Only it turns out she faked the whole thing.
Of course, she claims her ex-boyfriend faked it to get back at her. She thought she was really being kidnapped.
Like anybody believes that.
Sounds to me like somebody has been spending a lot of time reading the tabloids.
George has.
Very funny. So what else is going on?
Before she disappeared, Lori told us that the purpose of this train trip is to find out what happened to Jake Hurley, the train's original owner.
Was he murdered or something?
No one knows. He was married to a woman named Camille, but she died, and he eventually vanished while mining for gold. His train was found abandoned in Blue Moon Canyon, Nevada, with no one on board but his dead engineer.
Whoa, spooky.
Have any theories?
Not yet, but the train is also rumored to be haunted by his dead wife.
So first Hurley's wife dies, then Hurley vanishes, then the engineer dies, then Lori vanishes. A pattern, maybe?
Bess, do us all a favor and leave the detective work to Nancy, okay?
Has either of you been to Copper Gorge, Colorado?
Never heard of the place. Why?
Well, that's where the train I'm on is headed. Apparently, Jake Hurley buried his wife Camille there after she died on the train.
She died on the train? Ew, creepy.
Jake used to see strange lights at night bobbing alongside the train and thought it was Camille dancing.
Super creepy.
Yeah, I just got goosebumps. Which is hard when you're practically covered in paint.
If I told you that I needed a hint, what would you say?
I'd say it's about time.
I'd say fire away.
How do you think I should go about finding Lori?
If you take a look at what's hanging on the wall in Camille's car, you'll have this all sewn up in no time.
But I'd scale back your expectations until you take a good look around Jake's old car, too.
Okay, thanks a bunch.
You're welcome a bunch.
Goodbye.
Oh, I couldn't ask about the other thing. Oh well, it's fine. So we've got a camera, huh? Thought so. Oh. It just... yeah, okay. Can I expand the area? Apparently not. Well then. How do I... There we go, that's the way to back out of that. So I can only take tiny pictures and this doesn't fit. Like it's too large to take a picture of. What's over here?
Hey, come on over here. Hi, you're that Nancy person. How you doing? John Gray.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I've seen your TV show.
Then I don't have to explain what I'm doing.
Yeah, you do.
Right now I'm taking time-lapse electromagnetic readings and recording background noise. This was Camille's private car. If she had something to do with Lori's disappearance, analyzing these readings may give me a clue as to Lori's whereabouts.
Are you saying that Camille's ghost kidnapped Lori?
What to most people are ghosts are actually temporary distortions in local electromagnetic fields caused by the presence of residual psychic energy generated by the person or persons who frequented that particular locale. That's my working theory, at least.
That's very interesting.
It's all very scientific. But the fact is, Lori's missing, and I, for one, am doing everything in my power to find her. The vibes I'm getting make me think she could be in serious trouble.
Charlena Purcell thinks Lori is just playing some kind of joke on us.
Charlena Purcell writes romance novels. End of comment.
Well, no need to ask him what he thinks about Charlena then.
What do you think of Tino Balducci?
I kind of feel sorry for the guy. After catching those bank robbers, he can't just be a good cop anymore. He's got to be a great cop. Tough to perform under that kind of pressure.
Is Lori a friend of yours?
First time I met her was when I boarded this train with all the rest of you. I knew her by reputation, of course, like everyone else who reads the tabloids. It doesn't appear that anyone aboard this train is her friend.
Maybe she planned it that way.
You mean so we'd concentrate all our efforts on finding Jake Hurley? Possible, although she really doesn't strike me as being the planning type.
I'll let you get back to work.
Come back anytime.
Okay. So, our friends told us to look at what's hanging here.
This looks like some sort of game.
Yes, it does.
Nothing happens. I'll bet I have to wind it up first.
Wind it up how? Oh.
Oops.
Do I need to use the arrow keys? No.
Darn.
Arrow keys is not it.
Darn.
Clicking is not it.
Shoot.
Pushing this is not it.
Oops.
What? How do I...
Darn.
Nope, that's not it either. What about right clicking? Nope.
Wipe out.
So I actually haven't figured out how to play this game. So I'll have to come back later. Huh, found a thing.
The little book of samplers.
Example of a spot sampler. Surely there is no greater joy for the 19th century woman, young or old, than to bring a piece of linen to life with needlepoint, requiring only needle, thread, care, and imagination. The word sampler comes from the Latin word exemplum, which means example, that which serves as a model. The best samplers not only allow their creators to recall what particular embroidery stitches look like when executed properly, but also demonstrate to the world their mastery of an important womanly skill. Indeed, many a gentleman's head has been turned and many a marriage fortified by a well-crafted sampler. Somehow, I quite doubt that. It is acceptable in these modern times for samplers to take many forms. One classic is the long and narrow band sampler, which features bands of flowery border designs as well as rows of numbers and the alphabet. Another classic is the spot sampler, a delightful display of randomly placed images or motifs. Most motifs are naturalistic objects that have specific meanings in the language of samplers. Here's a list of common motifs and their meanings. Duck, marital fidelity. Eagle, America. Harp, purity. Square, nature. Star, bravery. Crown, eternity. Owl, wisdom. Dog, faithfulness. Dove, charity. Cherry, departed. Lion, strength. Bell, music or joy. Horseshoe, good luck. Butterfly, new beginning. Shell, good fortune. Olive, peace. Hourglass, passing of time. Ring, union. Chess, domesticity. Key, fidelity. Bee, hope. Apple, love. Bow, secret love. Rabbit, gentleness. Daisy, humility. Squirrel, mischief. Angel, messenger. Cat, idleness. Pineapple, hospitality. And heart with key, beloved. Nope. Can't fit them all into a picture. Let's see. Nowadays, most samplers are colorful variations on the two classic styles and are largely decorative in nature. Houses, schools, and churches take center stage in some. In others, mottos, verses, and important dates are featured. There is an alarming trend among some sampler makers to use only one stitch, the simple and rather plain cross stitch. It behooves these women to remember that nothing catches the eye like variety, nor holds the heart like a multi-talented seamstress. Okay, I bet we're going to need those meanings though, at some point. Piano.
If I had some music, I could play a tune.
Okay, I'm going to need to find
I need some music.
some music. Oh, we need to look at that sampler. That's the thing that's hanging on the wall here.
I wonder what's under here, and what the deal is with those weird-looking bolts. I need something that will turn the bolts. Looks like some kind of sewing sampler. I wonder if there's a relationship between those symbols and those numbers.
I'm sure there is. So there's a train car with an owl and cherries. So wisdom and... what was cherries? Awful Ursula. And this is the thing that's supposed to make everything clear? Huh.
Looks like Camille was teaching herself how to play the piano.
Okay. So, do we need to... We probably need this info at some point.
Thomasina O'Neill.
Can't look into there or anything. Oh.
It's locked.
Like, with a key? I guess. I can't interact with it in any way. Wonder where that goes to.
It's locked.
So... This is supposed to make everything clear. Huh. Well, I guess we'll be back. So, is this the last car?
An old scale. Strange. It seems to be built into the wall. Those symbols look like the ones I saw in that sampler.
Oh. So I've got the 7. What was number 7 on the sampler? What do we have here?
Hey, Nancy, right?
That's right, Nancy Drew.
Amateur detective, huh? Ever thought about becoming a real detective? You know, like me?
I don't know. Do you like what you do?
I love it. You, heard about those bank robberies I solved, right?
Yes, I sure did.
Baffling case. Two-man team at 17 banks in 3 states in 5 days? FBI had no idea who the perps were. But after forcing their vehicle to a stop, confronting them, despite the fact that they were armed and giving chase, I single-handedly made the collar.
I heard they stalked because you accidentally rear-ended them.
You heard wrong. You see, Nancy, when somebody does something really remarkable in this country, the first thing everybody else does is try to tear them down. Reporters, late-night comedians, even some of my fellow officers. All have been spreading vicious lies about me. Why? Because they've never done anything remarkable in their sorry little lives, and they're jealous. Anyway, you should look around in here. Lots of interesting stuff. This was Jake's private car, you know.
Oh.
Have you had a chance to talk to Charlena Purcell?
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
What about John Gray?
The ghost guy? Total quack. Only reason I talked to him would be to arrest him for fraud.
So, what do you think happened to Lori?
Well, she could have been kidnapped, she could have been tossed off the train, she could be hiding from us. But I obviously won't know which until I've gathered all the facts.
So you're gathering facts?
Of course, it may not look it because that's my style. I'm a low-key kind of guy. But hey, don't worry. I'll know the facts when I know the facts. The truth can't be rushed, you know.
I understand that you found something on the floor in the dining car.
Yeah, at first I thought it was an old coin, but it turned out to be some kind of slug.
Do you think it had anything to do with Lori's disappearance?
Nah, probably been lying there for 100 years. May have served a purpose back then, but now, worthless.
May I see it?
Sure, in fact, here, keep it. Wear it around your neck or something. That way, when people ask you where you got it, you can tell them Tino Balducci gave it to you. The Tino Balducci.
Oh, thank you.
What else can I do for you?
You've been a big help.
Helping people is what I'm all about.
Sure.
Wonder what Jake used this for.
Ooh, another jewel sort of thing.
Another gemstone.
What's that book? Oh, those books. Can we see? No.
What's going on?
It's been great talking to you.
Don't mention it.
So, nothing else to talk to him about for the time being? Can't look at the books. Can look at things over here. The periodic table. Ah. So we're going to need that at some point. Gemstones and how to identify them. So that was an amethyst. Gemstones include any number of crystalline rocks which, when cut and polished, can be used as jewelry. Their commercial value usually depends on how rare they are, although beauty is certainly a factor as well. Because gemstones are, more often than not, found by accident, it behooves miners, prospectors, and even farmers to be able to recognize them, for the earth holds many natural treasures, but only for those who know what to look for. Quartz is one of the most abundant minerals on Earth. Crystalline quartz is a composite of six-sided prisms which have grown together in a process called twinning. Sometimes the crystals grow at right angles to each other, but more frequently, two crystals grow from a common prism. Oh, a common prism face, or several crystals grow into each other so that the corner of one penetrates the face of another. Amethyst is crystalline quartz that is lilac to deep purple in color. The deeper the color, the more valuable it is. Citrine, a form of quartz that is a rich golden color, is closely related to amethyst. In fact, if amethyst is heated to 550 degrees centigrade, it becomes citrine, for the heat eliminates the impurity that causes its purple coloration. Tiger's eye is a fibrous type of crystalline quartz in which thin yellowish and reddish brown strands are apparent when light reflects off its polished surface. Diamond is pure carbon and is formed deep in the mantle of the earth where extreme temperatures, more than 1,000 degrees centigrade, and extreme pressure 50,000 times greater than on the Earth's surface, make its crystal extremely compact and strongly bonded. Hence, diamonds' well-known hardness. Due to their hardness, low-quality diamonds have many industrial uses, such as for grinding wheels and drill bits. Magma brings diamond crystals to the Earth's surface, along with other rocks from the mantle. These kimberlite pipes often contain olivine or peridots, garnet and zircon, as well as diamond. When gem hunters spot any of the indicator minerals pictured below, they would do well to search the surrounding area for diamond crystals. So was it zircon that we saw in the eye of that one statue thing? Tourmaline comes in so many colors that it probably has, at one time or another, been confused with all the other stones in this book. However, tourmaline crystals are deeply and distinctively striated or grooved, prismatic and triangular in cross-section. The most common color is black, but some tourmaline crystals are multicolored, such as watermelon tourmaline, which is pink on the inside and green on the outside. Beryl is a very diverse mineral with several gemstone varieties. Common beryl is an opaque, milky green, while its rarer gem varieties are transparent. All varieties form long hexagonal prismatic crystals, which are similar to tourmaline crystals, but lack tourmaline's characteristic striations. Aquamarine is the blue-green to deep blue variety of beryl. While most gemstones form relatively small crystals, aquamarine has been known to form crystals weighing more than 100 pounds. Although such specimens are rare. Emerald is a deep green variety of beryl which gets its color from trace amounts of chromium. Emerald gemstones tend to contain extraneous matter. Indeed, the source of a stone can sometimes be pinpointed by examining its impurities or inclusions. Garnet is a relatively common gemstone because garnets often appear in their host rocks as almost perfectly faceted crystals. They have attracted human attention for centuries. Unlike other gemstones, garnet forms relatively spherical crystals that are generally reddish in color and look somewhat like pomegranate seeds. Pyrope. Garnet crystals are deep red, so pyrope garnet crystals are deep red. They form in the Earth's mantle and are brought to their surface in much the same way as diamond crystals. Therefore, finding pyrope increases the likelihood but doesn't guarantee that diamond can be found in the vicinity. Peridot is the most well-known form of olivine. Its bright apple-green crystals are thick and vertically striated, with wedge-shaped terminations and an oily luster. Most peridot is round most peridot is found amid basaltic rocks which have been brought to their surface by lava. Corundum, or aluminium oxide, is second in hardness only to diamond, and as a component of the black magnetic rock known as emery, has been mined and used for thousands of years as an abrasive. Its crystals are commonly six-sided and barrel-shaped, with tapering ends and are, when pure, colorless. Rubies are one of the two gem varieties of corundum. Rubies are deep red and are formed when chromium substitutes for aluminium as corundum crystallizes. Sapphires include all the other color variations of gem corundum and may be pink, yellow, green, blue, or colorless, depending on which transitional elements, such as iron and titanium, influenced the crystallization process. However, cornflower blue sapphires are by far the most sought after. Zircon, that is gemstone quality, rivals diamond in its beauty and brilliance, though not in hardness. Zircon crystals are typically prismatic, with pyramidal ends and are usually found as single specimens. They may be suspended in rock or, because they are dense and durable, small grain-like crystals are often found in beach placer deposits. Natural gemstones are usually reddish-brown, but when subjected to heat, they turn yellow, colorless, or blue. Alright. Learned about gemstones.
Looks like an old-fashioned cigar box. Wonder why it's locked. And what does AG mean?
Huh. AG. So we need to look at the table of the periodic table. AG, I think, is a symbol on here. Silver. 47. Silver. Yeah, I have no idea. Except that AG is silver.
Camille with Hager Anderson and Chantilly Hildegard.
Huh. Okay, so this was his wife. And were these their children? I think maybe we'll continue from here in the next episode. There's apparently a game that we can play here as well.
JH. For Jake Hurley, obviously. Must be Jake's insignia.
There's a hat. And oh. Whoa. Yeah, I guess I can't play the game. Oh, a puzzle. Let's get into this in the next episode. I'm ending this one here. I'm thinking it may take me a while to connect all of these. I mean, I'm assuming we have to form a connection from here to here. And yeah, that may take me a bit of time. So we'll start our next episode by attempting this. But for now, thank you so much for watching and spending a little of your time with me here today. It was lovely to have you. Please remember to be kind to yourself. Have a lovely rest of your day. And I will see you again next time.